Andy, welcome to our show. So you're the founder of BizWiz. Can you tell us a little bit more? What is BizWiz?
Okay, so BizWiz is an initiative that I started back in around May, and its purpose is basically to introduce business to children who are interested in business. Back in around grade 7, grade 8, I always knew that I was interested in business, but when I was selecting my electives for grade 8, I also had a lot of other interests that I wanted to pursue, such as, for example, like band, robotics, CS, Latin, and we just didn't have enough slots to take all of those classes, which is why I unfortunately had to drop some classes in order to pursue business. And this was a problem that I wanted to solve because I realized that in a lot of other schools, people face the same problem. They want to pursue something, and they have, or prior to them making that choice, they've had no exposure to it, which is why I've decided to start this initiative / program to give that exposure to children around grade 6 and 7 to see if they actually want to pursue business in the future. So, yeah.
Yeah, when Andy shared this idea with me, I was so impressed because he himself had the navigation and he almost missed the opportunity to participate in the business world. And luckily, he did, and he really liked it, he enjoyed it. So he wants to coach 8th grader, 7th grader about business case competition. And also, can you share a little bit about what is business case competition?
Yeah. So, case competition, there's many different types. Every case competition is different. But at least in Canada or Vancouver, a case competition for high schoolers is usually student-ran, and it occurs at a hotel, a university, etc. And it's basically an opportunity for students who are interested in business or consulting to get together, form teams, and create a presentation solving a case and presenting it in front of a panel of judges. So, yeah.
So, you focus on the 6 to 7th grade student. This. Yeah, but how about students higher than that?
Yeah, so currently we are focusing on students only around that age group, but in the future, I think it's definitely possible, and we would want to expand more on students in like older grades, perhaps not in case competitions, but we can also teach financial concepts in economics, etc. to students who are interested as well. So.
Yeah, could you share some updates, like the progress, like how is it going so far? Yeah.
So, once again, going back to May, that was when I applied for a grant and I got $500 to start my first series of workshops. Currently, the workshops are set to happen on September 9th and 10th, and that's probably going to be our first workshop for a while. But after maybe a few months, we will have more series of workshops on consulting or maybe expanding for older grades on economics or finance. So,
yeah, very young. But he is the leading person of the program, and he designed. So actually, I sort of guide him to design the curriculum together, and it was a really amazing curriculum. So right now, we're also looking at expanding this to be a global program, right? Like bring it online. Yeah. Is that your next step?
So after our first workshops in September, we were also planning to expand it, whether it's through an online platform, like having these workshops hosted online for students around the world, or even potentially like having students around my age who are interested in continuing this program for me in other cities, like Toronto or maybe even in the US. That was also a possibility, so yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. So we're here and hope everyone can. We'll send the link about his website to everyone, so hopefully everyone can stay tuned with more information from BizWiz. And I just can't help to say how proud of I feel right now about my students.
Yeah.
So thank you for Andy to share.
So yes, for sure, but we also want to know, regarding you, what you call a success young entrepreneur. So what do you think would be the key elements, like skills or mindset or character success to nothing to this.
So I think, in my opinion, having that passion is definitely one of the most important aspects of starting like an initiative or a business or being an entrepreneur. And I mostly think this because if you're not passionate about what you want to do or what you're starting, then even like if in the beginning you might do a lot for what you're starting, but I feel like later on, if that passion doesn't really exist, your work for whatever you're doing might die out. You might get too lazy to continue it or just like stop doing it. But yeah, I think other skills, like for example, if you want to be good at marketing for your business or have skills like that, you can always find other people to do it for you. For example, that's what I did for myself because I'm not really experienced in marketing or creating posters and stuff. So yeah, passion's the most important to
But
me.
you recruit 2 team members.
Yeah.
Right? So you are building a team. All right. Yeah, we're really happy and very proud for you, and we will stay tuned for BizWiz.
Yeah, and one more question I really ask you is like, I think there will challenge, and this is how we are met. But do you think the challenge and hard work, which one is more important for success?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what I just talked about in passion, I think it's also important to work hard, especially like for starting your own thing. Of course, if you're talented in another field, for example, if you are in something related to math or science, being talented definitely helps. But for things like starting an initiative where you have to organize a lot of things, you have to find people, host meetings and stuff, definitely having that aspect of hard work and just being able to spend time to make sure everything's going well, I think that's more important.
Okay.